What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 41. This episode was titled Welcome Home. Oh, when we get to that, welcome home. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I'll need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Life After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so we ain't gonna be on, I don't intend to be on here too long because today is Saturday. If you guys don't know, today is the day of the Usher concert here in Dallas. So this is the last show in Dallas. He's been here since Thursday, but this is the last show, and I'm planning to go to that show today. If these ticket prices go down, we'll be there. Either way, I plan on being there. So I got to go out and find me something to wear. That's the only thing, is I got to find something to wear. But we'll find something. Really, I just got to find a shirt. We'll find a shirt nonetheless. But yeah, let's get into the review, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys, so did you guys watch Life After Lockup? How'd you feel about it? Some parts I laughed at, some parts I was like, eek. Other parts I was like, huh. And let's start with the huh. Bianca and Daniel. I would skip these two because I don't care about them, but for the sake of the review, give you guys a thorough review. We'll talk about Bianca and Daniel, but I'm gonna breeze through them as quickly as I can. So you guys know they came over from Love After Lockup. Again, I don't understand why they came over from Love After Lockup, but they're here, and Bianca is still getting on my last damn nerve, right? So I'm still confused by Bianca. Why did you get in a relationship with somebody who has an alcohol problem and a drug problem when you yourself were involved in an accident that was life altering, almost ended your life because your friend was drunk at the wheel? Why would you then get with somebody that would be a constant, girl, you stupid? Then so they made it to her apartment. Again, I hadn't said nothing about it before, but I'm saying it now. That furniture in her apartment, god awful and atrocious. Like, I would never want to go into a fully furnished apartment. Absolutely the hell not. I wouldn't want to go into no fully furnished apartment or a home, right? It's nice to stage it, give me some ideas of what I can do, but absolutely, once I buy this bad book or move into it or rent this thing, please take that hideous, grotesque furniture, right? So Daniel's talking about how anxious he is, right? And I would imagine he is anxious. I mean, he just got out of prison, so yeah. So these two are going to be having the sexuals with each other, and I was like, ew. And then they went in her bedroom and they laid on the bed in their outside clothes, and I was like, so wait. Nobody's gonna take a shower? Y'all just gonna get it popping right here on camera? Not on camera, but y'all just gonna get it popping like that? Absolutely not. Then the next day, we see them. Daniel in an interview talking about he melted into Bianca. I was like, nasty. I did not need to hear that. She wasn't that satisfied with it. I don't care. Bianca is selfish as hell. So the next morning, Daniel, she's selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed, and vain as hell, right? Because she's talking about how skinny Daniel is. He ain't that damn skinny. But he got muscles. He ain't that damn skinny. He ain't skinny at all, to be quite honest with you. From what we can see on the screen, Daniel ain't skinny, but okay, girl, whatever. So Daniel made her breakfast, right? Fixed the plate for her. After he fixed the plate for her, then, she was asking about the coffee. He doesn't want any coffee, right? But she asked him to make her some coffee. He said, no, you can get up and make it yourself. Pour it yourself. She was like, but I asked you. I was like, oh my God, girl, if you don't shut up, get your ass up and go get the damn coffee your damn self. So then she decided to say, well, I've done so much for you. And I was like, really? All of this behind some coffee? And then she trying to sit here and gaslight him, saying that he's making it a big deal. Girl, you just literally threw it in his face that you've done stuff for him. He was like, why did you do it? She said, because I love you. He said, I think you did it because you love me. I was like, no, it's control for her. Control. Oh God, I never, after this season of Life After Lockup, I promise to God, I never want to see this girl ever again in my life. Let's move on from her. All right, you guys, let's talk about Brittany and Key-Rock. They're back. I'm kind of confused why they're back, but okay, we here. Again, I'm still confused about Brittany and Key-Rock are back. You guys know something that I noticed with Brittany and Key-Rock? You know something? Y'all remember when we first met Brittany and Key-Rock? We met Brittany in Love during Lockup, right? Then she came over to Love after Lockup. Then they went to Life After Lockup. It was a whole transition period for them too, right? But you guys remember in Love After Lockup, Love during Lockup, and Love After Lockup, we were introduced to Key-Rock's friend, EB. We ain't saw EB since Love After Lockup. And I know EB and EB's wife watched my channel at one point in time, right? But I just noticed we ain't saw them since then. But I do believe that they fell out with each other, right? I think that they fell out with each other because I think that they were because I know the wife was in my comments, right? And I don't think that they're friends with each other anymore, but Key-Rock ain't never said nothing about what happened to that, because you guys remember in the beginning it looked like EB was just always in a business, and it's just interesting how it, like we saw EB Love during Lockup, Love after Lockup, Life after Lockup. We ain't saw or heard nothing about EB. Just something I was like, thought about. Something that I thought about. But shout out to EB and your wife. If you guys still watch, shout out to you guys for real. So I'm gonna say something, and it's something that my grandmother always told me as I got older, right? Because there was one point in time in my life where, when I was in college, I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta. I still do want to go to Clark Atlanta, right? I am gonna go. Not this year. Probably I'm gonna try to go next year, or my master's program. But I remember it like it was yesterday. My grandmother said this to me. My grandmother used to say this to me about moving places. When we wanted to move to Atlanta, she was like, don't just up and move there without having anything set in stone before you get there. Also, she always used to say this to me about when it comes to work. Don't quit one job until you know that you got something else definitive lined up. Just because you're doing interviews or you don't quit your job until you know for a fact that other job that you want, that you think you're going to get, it is signed on a dotted line that you're going to start there, right? So Key-Rock and Brittany are moving to Houston. I was like, okay, cool. They talking about HVAC is a big thing in Houston. HVAC is a big thing in Texas in general. But yeah, Houston, Brittany's talking about, a nail school. I was like, girl, that's the same. I mean, it's not just Houston, but I know for Houston, Key-Rock would definitely fit in being, black, right? Because Houston is Houston is a melting pot. It's primarily black, but it's also a melting pot as well, right? Now, the dumb thing with Brittany and Key-Rock is the whole family is moving to Houston, right? But Key-Rock has to get his parole transferred to Texas. I will say, because I have family members who have been to prison, right? The prison system, the prison and all that kind of stuff here in Texas, it is not the easiest thing to work with or deal with. It is a bitch. It is hell. It is hell on earth, right? Like, two of my family members, my uncle and my cousin, right? My cousin was actually at a prison couldn't make the trip, right? So he tried to get moved closer to home. They promised him so many times that he could move. That move, did it happen? It happened. It finally did happen. But it was years. It took years for that move to happen. It took some years, because I remember, like, when they first tried to get the move, I was at least, so I wasn't even driving at the time, because I was like 10, 11 years old. That move didn't happen officially until damn near I was in high school, and he only had a few years left of his sentence, right? And by that point, my grandmother wasn't traveling anywhere, so I ended up going to see him one weekend. Then I had an uncle. He was sick. He got sick in prison. He got a staph infection. And the process to get him out of the prison, to move him to a hospital, into a nursing home, so that way the family could take care of him, that was a lengthy process, right? A very lengthy process. And the only reason, I hate to say it this way, but the only reason why they let my uncle go is because they knew that he didn't have much time left to live. And unfortunately, that was the truth, right? Because my uncle, he was released from prison. Well, when he got released from prison, and they transferred him to a hospital, and not about 30 minutes outside of my hometown. And then he was in the hospital for about a month or so, because that staph infection at that time, it was still contagious. So he had to stay in the hospital until he was not contagious, right? He was in isolation. Then after they got him out of isolation, after they got him out of that hospital, after he moved out of the hospital, he moved to a nursing home, and he was at that nursing home for a couple of months, and then we moved him closer to us, to a nursing home, and that's where he ultimately ended up passing away at. So yeah, Texas and the prison system, it's a bitch, Q. Like, I could have told you that. It's a bitch, because ultimately Key-Rock got denied, and Key-Rock quit his job, and they got to move out of their house. I was like, ooh. And then with, the person that was on the phone with them said, well, you can live in a government assisted motel. I was like, ew. Girl, that sounds like a seedy, rat infested, roach infested. Hell nah. But again, don't quit your job until you know you got something else lined up. That's a lesson to be learned for everybody. Let's go ahead and move on from Brittany and Key-Rock. All right, you guys. So Justine and Michael are back. I don't know how I feel about Justine and Michael being back, because let's say this, right? I think when it comes to life and love, life after lockup, more specifically life after lockup, right? I think sometimes they do keep people longer than what they should. Now with Michael and Justine, this storyline this season, it's a sad one, but it's one that, you know, I think people can learn from, right? I'm hoping when it comes to Justine and Michael that we don't go down that path of Brittany and Marcelino. I hope we don't go down that path of those two, because those two stayed longer than what they needed to. Much longer than what they needed to, right? But you guys know that last season, Justine and Michael had their baby girl, right? And so she's 6 months old. She's such a little cutie. And then we see Justine and Michael at a doctor's appointment. I thought they would get a checkup on the baby. Nah, they ain't getting no checkup on the baby. Justine is pregnant again. I was like, damn, Justine. Damn, you and Michael just fucking like rabbits. And y'all having another baby. And then I thought about it. I was like, with Justine being 36 years old, like, you are what they call it. That last pregnancy was a geriatric pregnancy. So, and this one is too, right? And for her to only be 6 months old, I was like, ooh, is that a good thing? Like, for your body? Because I was thinking about for her body. I was like, is that a good thing for your body to be pregnant again? They're having a little boy, and so the doctor did tell her that there could be some complications with this pregnancy, especially with her. And I was about to say, I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder if she had a C-section, because I know that C-sections, they, you know, those things can be risky too, right? And that's what they told her. But you just, they typically tell you to wait at least 2 years. felt bad for them because you can tell that they want the baby. And this right here is a perfect example of why the states should not have the power to decide what a woman does or doesn't do with her body. This is a prime example because they are telling Justine that she could be on the feeding tube. She doesn't want to be on the feeding tube, right? This is one of those exceptions where they say it's rare, but it's not. It happens every day. Child, I mean, that is something that's going on internally within your body. And Justine is a woman of, I don't know how she identifies, but she's a woman of color, number one. And when it comes to, I believe she has an eye. Now her mama's white. I know her mama's white, but I'm assuming maybe her daddy got some black or something in her because I'm pretty positive Justine is biracial. But when it comes to black women of color, right? They die more in childbirth than Caucasian women, right? And so I felt bad for Justine, and Justine was just telling Michael, like, when it comes down to it, if it comes down to it, she wants him to be focused more on the baby and not on her. And I was like, wow. And when Michael broke down crying, I felt bad for Michael. I really felt bad for Michael because that's got to be a scary thought to think about, the fact that it's a possibility that once your wife gives, because they were talking about she could lose a lot of blood and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, yikes, scary stuff right there, right? Scary stuff. But again, this just is an example of why the government should not be involved in a woman's reproductive rights. Like, I just don't. Never mind. We're not finna get on that soapbox. But that's that, you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next couple. So next up, you guys, Kim and Joey, the Dunces. Baby, two dum-dums living together, trying to cohabitate, be parents to these boys. Kim, girl, I got a lot of issues with you, Kim, because you ain't shit. So Joey has now been out of prison for 2 months, right? So I think Kim was talking to Joey's mama. I think that was Joey's mama. I can't be for sure. But Kim was sitting there talking Kim's sitting there talking about the fact that her and Joey want to get a house because their lease is up. Well, girl, you better extend that lease. You might want to extend that lease because you say Joey ain't working and y'all trying to get a house. The payments are $1,500. I was like, girl, where you getting the money from? Because one, you just telling us that you live off of a teacher's aid salary at what, $15 an hour? Girl, how are you going to afford that? Inquiring minds wants to know how you're going to afford that. How you going to put down the money for a deposit? Where are you coming up with that money from? Because you let your fiance over there spend your money frivolously. You got them ugly ass rims on that car. He got that phone. He got what? He went and bought them kids them Christmas toys, right? Like, you let your fiance spend frivolously. You spent $2,000 on that engagement party and that dress that you had on in last week's episode, and I don't understand what the hell cost $2,000, girl. Somebody got you and duped you. Somebody played you for a fool because, girl, what the hell? $2,000? Where? Because that dress, like, you got it from Dress Barn. Like, no. And then that event, I ain't see nothing that cost even $100 in that damn thing. So, Kim, you're a fool. You also a bigger fool because you still tracking Joey. It's like, girl, why? If you don't trust the man, why are you still in a relationship with him? Why are you engaged to him? That is dumb. I'm not gonna sit here and be in a relationship with somebody that I gotta sit here and be looking at my phone like, oh, okay, well, let's look at the map. Where is Joey at today? Oh, Joey is right up the street from me at the park. Girl, what? Break up with that dude. Break up with him if you don't trust him. Then we see Joey. Joey is talking, taking the kids to school, right? That little 5-year-old, Caden, whatever his name, sorry with the game. Joey looked at that little boy. I was like, Joey, about damn time you said what we were all thinking. This is your granddaddy. This is your granddaddy. Like on Mr. Brown's, he said, this is your granddaddy. This is your daddy. This is your daddy. That little boy looks exactly like Joey. Exactly like Joey. Joey, that is your son. Like, we can call Maury Povich up, ask him to come out of retirement. In the case of 5-year-old Casey, Joey, you are the father. Like, and Kim don't want to get a DNA test. Girl, you know that is his son. Then it goes worse to worse with Kim. So Kim, let's have a conversation about this real quick, because this doesn't make any sense to me. So, your ex-husband, you found out he had an affair. So, instead of you saying that's a deal breaker for you and getting a divorce from your ex-husband, you go and have sex, not once, not twice, multiple times with Joey and your ex-husband at the same time. Girl, use a something, and stupid at that too, right? Why not just end the relationship? You sleeping with 2 men and then you get pregnant. Girl, you know that, Joy. You know who the father of that little boy is. You just don't want to say it, because you done. Girl, is your ex-husband blind, stupid, or dumb, or like is he blind? I don't know how your ex-husband looks, but I know how your son looks, and I know how wide-hip Joey looks. You put your son and wide-hip Joey side by side, bitch, they're twins. They twins. Oh my God, Kim, I can't with you, girl. I cannot with you. I cannot with you. I cannot with you. Let's move on to the more delusional couple, you guys. And it's only one person in this couple who believes that's delusional. Zeruiah, that's her. You guys, it took us how many episodes to find out this girl's name? It's Zeruiah. We've been saying everything but I did, because I heard her sister say it. Remember previously in Love After Life, I said I heard her dad say her name, and that's what he said. Her name is biblical. She has a biblical name, but I did do a pronunciation earlier before I came on the camera to record, and people say it 2 ways, right? Because it said that people can say it Zariah or Zeruiah. Never mind. But yeah, her name is Zeruiah. Her name is Zeruiah, not whatever we've been saying. It's Zeruiah. Zeruiah, Zeruiah, Zeruiah. Now, speaking of Zeruiah, girl, what the hell is wrong with Zeruiah? Speaking of Zeruiah, I'm so glad that you ditched that ponytail. I am really, really happy that you ditched the ponytail. Now, you got a big ass forehead. You got a big forehead. I know I got big ears. So what? But her forehead, my God, today. Now, Zeruiah and Troy, she's talking about, so she going off on Troy because Troy put them 2 little ass bras that she be wearing in a box. Girl, you need to go buy a bigger bra, is what you need to do, because your boobs do not fit in them little bitty ass bras. Go buy you a bra, sister girl, that fits your titties. Because them bras that you wear, they don't fit because you be spilling over. So, her sister is still living with them, but they complaining about space. I was like, well, how about you tell your sister to move out? Now, sister Zion, I don't know if you got past evictions on your record or if you got bad credit, baby girl, but you got a mama and a daddy that's living. Maybe your mom and dad say you can't come live with them. I don't know, but you have to figure something out, because Zeruiah, you got another problem too. Your son is still sleeping in that twin bed. Girl, I am not letting it go. Your son is big as hell. Not big as in fat big, but your son is a big boy. He is not a little kid. Well, he is a kid, but he ain't no little bitty kid. He ain't like 5 and 6 years old. That little boy is either 10 or 11 years old. Girl, get that boy a queen size bed. So whatever bed your sister's sleeping in, tell her to get her behind out your house with your husband and your son. Go find her own place. Put your son in that bed. Turn his room into whatever. Turn or whatever room you're gonna put him in. Turn it into whatever. But make sure your son is sleeping in a comfortable bed. That little bed he's sleeping in, it ain't comfortable, girl. You can't tell me that it is. You cannot tell me that it is. So then we see Zeruiah and Troy as they getting ready for work. I said, say what now? So they work for a nonprofit. I said, say what now? A who? A nonprofit. Girl, I ain't even finna sit here and bore y'all with the lies. Because that nonprofit is a bunch of BS. It's like an outreach program for, at-risk. I know it's an outreach program for at-risk youth. They got a therapist. Girl, bullshit. That's a lie. Because when they went to that office, I said, where is the staff at? You only see two people, a quote-unquote therapist, and I don't know who that other woman was who asked Troy what did he go to prison for. Zeruiah. This is a lie. Girl, a lie. I don't care who tell it. Because Zeruiah and Troy also have a YouTube channel where they say that they not posting no videos until they get 1,000 subscribers. They got 311 subscribers. Y'all go help Zeruiah and Troy out because I see what you're trying to do, Zeruiah. You're trying to make a little buck from YouTube, and it ain't. I ain't knocking your hustle because you in debt. But yeah, this shit ain't real. So then she was talking about she wants to have her dream wedding. I said, girl, I know you are lying. A what? A who? A dream wedding? Girl, bye. Because she said her talking about, she said she's got something that she ain't told Troy. Girl, the stuff that you ain't told Troy, how in the hell you planning a dream wedding? With what money? With what imaginary money, my dear? So she lets Troy, she reads something, she shows Troy a text message. That text message says she ain't paid rent for May, June, and July. At least I know it said at least 3 months worth of rent. Then she said they in the debt $7,000. I said, excuse you? Say what now? You went how much? Girl, how the hell? Oh, God. Now, I know when it comes to non-profits, right? I know that they get their money from grants. I do know that much because I do have some friends who do have non-profits, right? But, and I do know that the grants have to get approved in order for them to pay things, right? But Zeruiah, girl, did you wait to the last minute to do shit? And again, 3 months behind. How the hell you get 3 months behind? I give you a month, but 3? And then you ain't paid other bills on top of that, and y'all don't know where y'all getting a check from? Girl, you look like somebody finna have to go get a job, a real job that comes with real benefits and a real fucking paycheck. Because, girl, what? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So Troy got up and left. Talking about now they're alluding to the fact that Troy's going to go back to the streets. Well, Troy's not going to go back to the streets because he called somebody to come pick him up. Now, granted, he did have. Now, I ain't going to even hold up because, girl, what he has on, I will be looking at him kind of sideways, like, sir, what are you doing and where are you going with this ankle monitor on, with these black pants on, this black tank top, and then this damn pink do-rag? Are you part of, you guys know, there was a gang on, if you guys watched the show, oh God, they canceled the show too. It was on HBO with Robin Thede, a black lady sketch show. There was this little gang that they had on there where all they wore was pink, blippity blippity. I cannot remember the name of that. Blippity blippity, blippity blippity, because that's what they would say. It was Issa that was in it. It was Gabrielle Dennis. It was Sky Townsend. Oh, I missed that show. I hate that they canceled that damn show. I hate they canceled that show. Sidetrack, right? But yeah, Zeruiah, you. Wait a minute, Zeruiah. Who did your hair? Because them braids weren't cheap. I know that they weren't. I know that them braids weren't cheap. Now that ponytail. Now, if you said something that you said that ponytail in your head, I'll let you have it because that ponytail looked like it was used over and over and over again. But these braids, baby, these braids are fresh and new. So where do you get the money to get them braids done? So you got money to get, I sound like my mama and my grandmother. So you got money to get your hair braided, but you ain't got money to pay your rent and stuff. Because even if you say, oh, well, my sister did my hair, who paid for the hair? Because you have to get braiding hair. Who paid for the braiding hair? Also with your sister. So your sister live when she rent free? She ain't contributing not a goddamn on thing to the household. She ain't got no food stamps. Nothing. Something. Okay, Zeruya, get out of my face with this. Let's wrap up with the last couple, you guys. Whew. The end of the episode, you guys. It ain't really the end of the episode, it's the end of the review. Teeny and Rob. So Teeny and Rob have moved into a new house. Now, as much as I do kind of like Teeny, and Rob seems like a good guy, right? Rob just got on my nerves in Love After Lockup with the damn cameras. I didn't like that. But you guys know I'm a stickler for teeth, right? That's why I have the train tracks on my teeth, right? I'm trying to fix my teeth. But Rob, when you talk, my friend, please don't turn your head, because you got a whole missing side tooth. Y'all know how I feel about the missing side tooth. I want people, you know, when it comes to people with missing side tooths, like, we can't go to a dentist and get a dental implant, because that'd be like a field goal in y'all's mouth. And this is coming from somebody who once had a field goal in his mouth, right here in the middle. Had a big ass field goal. Not as bad as Michael Strahan's, but I had a field goal nonetheless, right? So I will say, I did notice in Teeny and Rob's interviews together, their energy seems a little off. I don't know what it is. I don't know how soon after this altercation happened that they filmed these interviews, because I'm so curious to know. So Teeny also told us that with that white lady that he got tattooed on his arm, whenever they get into an argument and she want to be petty, she bring up that white lady. I ain't mad at it. Why did he have that white lady on his arm? Because that is a white woman. I know that that's a white woman. You can't tell me that woman is black. You can't tell me that ex is black. I'm sorry to you. So they're having a welcome home party for Rob, right? So he called up his sister. Teeny called up his sister. Sister ain't gonna be able to make it because she's doing something with her daughter, and then she said something happened to her eye. He called up his friend. His friend said he was fucked up from the night before. I was like, okay, damn. So Teeny's friend showed up, her mama showed up, and then finally Rob's mama showed up. Now, I was on Teeny's side last season with his mama, because his mama is, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about his mama, but his mama is selfish as hell. Because it's all about her. Her. Because remember last season, she was mad that, you know, Rob stopped giving her money. And what the hell that had to do with Teeny? That's your son that's not giving you money. And then he married this woman, so he has a whole family at home that he got to take care of. So, sis, what you mad about? And she's still fussing about that, talking about you taking care of another family. No, he's taking care of his family. When he married Teeny, those kids became his stepchildren. So he's taking care of his family, lady. And she was so rude and dismissive to Teeny, because she said at one point, well, when Teeny not there, I'm gonna be here. And Teeny was like, wait a minute, whoa, pump the brakes. Why are you saying it like that? Why are you saying that I'm not gonna be here? Well, I'm just saying hypothetically. No, ma'am, you did not say hypothetically nothing. You didn't say none of that. You said when Teeny is not here, implying that she's gonna leave him at some point. Then she was very dismissive to Teeny, and I didn't like that. So Teeny was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me something to drink. She's like, good, you should do that. And Teeny said, what is your problem with me? So his mama hopped up. I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And it sure did, because Teeny muffed the hell out of his mama. I said, damn. So his mama swung, and Rob tried to get in between them, and down went mama, and Teeny came right up behind her. And that's where the episode ended. I was like, oh, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Like, I was like, damn, this is gonna be a scene. Oh, you guys let me know down in the comment section. What do you guys think? Like, are you guys against Teeny or his mama? Because here's my thing, right? My thing. His mama was being rude, dismissive, and disrespectful to Teeny, right? Definitely was. But on the flip side, Teeny girl, I know his mama hopped up, but she didn't hit you. Because I watched that scene a few times. You mushed her in the face, and then she swung. So I don't know, you guys. I do not know how to feel, because you can't dictate how people react to you. Because like I said, his mother was very much being rude, disrespectful, and dismissive to Teeny. And Teeny just asked the lady, what's your problem with me? And I think Mama had been ready for Teeny. I think she had been ready for an issue with Teeny. And so Mama just said, fuck it. Let's go, bitch. Let's go. And Teeny said, I got you, bitch. And we finna go, bitch. Like, that's what happened. You guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourself, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Almost a 40-minute review. See you guys later.